Hello again, my name is Christopher Neufeld of Neufeld Legal, and this is my continuing YouTube business video series focusing on incorporation. In this particular YouTube video, we'll be looking at a step-by-step process towards incorporation. Our first step is a matter of selections. In Canada, we're only selecting the jurisdiction that we're going to be operating in, so whether it's federal, provincial, and the specific province. In the United States, we also select what state we're going to be incorporating, but also you look at the type of business entity that you're incorporating. You have to be looking at whether you're going to be using an S corporation, a C corporation, or an LLC. Each of them have their own distinct characteristics. And typically with a small business, you're not looking at a C corporation. Canada is slightly different, given the fact that there's really only one corporate form that people use. So there's not really a corporate entity selection process that goes on, except for more tax-driven purposes, which is outside the scope of this particular video. Our next step is to select the company name. Once you selected the company name, you want to determine its availability and to reserve it for purposes of using it. We've provided additional YouTube videos that go into how you best choose a company name and mistakes that are often made with respect to selecting a company name. Our third step is to determine the location of your registered office and records office. This is where you're going to designate largely with the government and debtors where they could serve you. Usually it's where the business is located, but doesn't necessarily need to be that. Sometimes it's a lawyer's office. Our next step is to identify who our corporate directors are going to be. The corporate directors are the individuals who are going to be making the larger business determinations. You want to select your number or range of directors, how many directors you're going to be working with. And in Canada especially, you want to ensure their eligibility, given that many provinces have a requirement of 1/4 Canadian residents. Our next step is to identify the shareholders and their intentions. The reason that we do this additional process is because we want to make sure that we're designating the right type of share characteristics and share classes to satisfy the shareholder arrangement that we not only have at the outset but going forward. We don't necessarily want to have the most simplistic share structure if we move beyond a one shareholder arrangement. If we're going to move beyond a one shareholder arrangement, you really want to consider having multiple share classes that are distinguishable and serve multiple purposes. Our next step is to identify any corporate and share restrictions. This really should be there's an opportunity to put this into your articles of incorporation, so you should take advantage of it and not let it pass to a later date. One of the other things that's tied to this is considering the use of the Unanimous Shareholders Agreement. This you address in other YouTube videos, but let's say this, you can do some of the restrictions within the articles, a bit more restrictions in your bylaws, but Unanimous Shareholders Agreement should seriously be considered when there are multiple shareholders going to be involved in the company. Our next step is to actually file the incorporation, whether this is done filing online, sending it in, or having a service provider do the work. You have your paperwork completed, you pay your fees to the government, and you get the company incorporated. Once you're incorporated, the process is not necessarily done. You still often have to do tax registrations, file business licenses, and you have to complete your back-end documents. This includes bylaws, registers, share certificates, all this stuff. And then you even want to be undertaking your first meetings, both meetings of directors and meetings of shareholders. So you put everything into operation correctly. These are just the basic coverage of the steps that you'll be looking to do when you incorporate your new company. For more specific information, you really should be looking to an attorney knowledgeable in the corporate field, as an attorney is always recommended in these processes, especially where they become more complicated and there's more than one shareholder involved. We hope that you found this YouTube video informative, and we also would like that you subscribe to our YouTube channel such that you can get the benefit of other videos both on incorporation and other aspects of business provided to yourself by myself, a corporate commercial lawyer, which we hope will be helping you navigate some of the legal challenges and some of the business challenges that you will face, although as always we strongly recommend you retaining legal services for the specific nature of your business endeavor and the problems that you may arise. We thank you for taking the time to watch our video, and I look forward to seeing you once again. Thank you.